Game Invasion, I Have a God-Tier Dual Talent, Part 3. The brilliance of various skills instantly illuminates the dark night. The crowd finally came to their senses. A huge uproar broke out. Yang Jingyue. Isn't this the name of the city lord's daughter? Oh my god. Someone is trying to assassinate our city lord's daughter. Brothers. Grab your weapons and protect the city lord's daughter. Damn it. Where did this bastard come from? How dare he come to our Tianhe city to cause trouble? The assassin who everyone is calling to capture the city lord's daughter has gone into stealth. Mage, quickly cast your illumination spell to break his invisibility. This archer is also a killer. Kill him quickly. The scene suddenly became chaotic. Fortunately, Yang Chenghu has maintained a good reputation in Tianhe city in recent years. When the professionals around heard that the target of assassination was Yang Jingyue, they immediately began to join the team to protect Yang Jingyue. Chen Ge saw that his goal of causing chaos was achieved. No more staying too long. As for Yang Jingyue's safety, Chen Ge was not worried at all. Yang Jingyue is already level 1 and can use equipment and props. As the city lord and the head of the Yang family, Yang Chenghu cannot possibly not have props to give Yang Jingyue life-saving supplies. As for Wang Tieju and Zhu Ling, they were not worth assassinating. As long as they don't do anything stupid, there will be no danger. Chen Ge quietly retreated to the rear along with the crowd. Chen Ge decided to break out in the opposite direction. Go deep into the wilderness to improve your strength first. There was live footage before. Chen Ge didn't dare to kill slime too much. Otherwise it's hard to explain. There is no chance to use the method of letting slimes kill each other to gain soul's destination. As long as you are away from the live camera. That is the time to completely let go of yourself and quickly improve your strength. Certainly. There are nearly 5,000 slimes, and we certainly can't let them all die. Keep enough of them in the summoning space so that you can respond to various dangers in the wilderness at any time. When Chen Ge broke away from the main group and ran deep into the wilderness under the cover of night. In Tianhe City. The atmosphere at this moment is also extremely solemn. Half an hour ago. The moment the city gate was blown up. The leaders in the city finally realized that something was wrong. If it was just a monster riot, how could they know to blow up the city gate? This was planned by a cult organization, a premeditated and well-organized assassination. What's the situation outside the city now? Have you found out why the Wind Wolves suddenly rioted? And the city gate was blown up. What organization did it? What is their purpose? Are they coming for our Tianhe city? Or are they coming for Ye Ye and Chen Ge, the two newly awakened legendary professionals? Yang Chenghu's face was dark, and his eyes flashed with murderous intent. His daughter is still outside the city. It is very likely the target of this enemy action. But he himself had no way to leave the city and had to stay in the city to take charge of the situation. What if the enemy's target is Tianhe city? Once he, the city lord, leaves, Tianhe city will be finished with the enemy joining forces inside and outside. Lord City Lord, the communication signal outside the city has been jammed. We are unable to contact the young lady. The city gate was blown up and the dragon-breaking stone completely blocked the city gate. It would take at least 3 days to clear it again. However, people have been sent out of the city through the east and west gates, and it may take a day to reach the wilderness south of the city. Because of Chen Ji's early warning, we sent some garrison personnel out of the city in advance and issued a rescue order to them before the signal was interfered with. Just then, another subordinate came in to report. Lord City Lord. Professional attacks have occurred in many places in the city. The law enforcement team is short-staffed. I'm requesting some assistance from the garrison team. Yang Chenghu understood immediately. If the enemy's target was Tianhe city, then the forces they stationed in the city would not have come out to cause trouble so early. This is an internal and external collaboration. The unrest in the city is intended to tie down the power of Tianhe city. Do not allow the professional forces of Tianhe city to leave the city for rescue. So, the enemy's target is outside the city. Well, there is no doubt about it. The only legendary class newly awakened this year is probably the enemy's target. Master Patriarch. The young lady sent a message via the communication talisman. A subordinate of the Yang family presented a talisman to Yang Chenghu. Although the communication signal was cut off, some props with communication functions could not be intercepted. Yang Chenghu immediately took the communication token and checked the information. The moment Yang Chenghu saw the information in the communication talisman, his face turned even darker. The rage in his eyes erupted completely. Assholes! Look at what your subordinates have become after being infiltrated. Yang Chenghu was so angry that he threw the communication talisman in his hand directly to the leaders of the city lord's mansion. The undercover agents have already infiltrated the school as teachers, but you don't even know who the enemy is. You are a bunch of useless people. Are you being kept by the city lord's mansion just for free? Check. Check immediately. I'll give you 1 hour. No matter what means you use, if you can't find out, you'll be fine. The staff of the city lord's mansion immediately went down to check the identity of the enemy. The principals of the schools and heads of the noble families present also passed around the communication talisman sent back by Yang Jinyue. Their targets are Yang Jinyue and Chen Go. An undercover agent has been lurking in our school as a teacher for a long time. This is too lawless. Luckily, Chen Go noticed something was wrong and pulled out the undercover agent in time, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Another anomaly discovered by Chen Go. He was also the one who analyzed the number of wind wolves before. Chen Go, even if he's a summoner, with his intelligence analysis skills, if he's willing to pursue a career in intelligence, he'll have a bright future. Is this the difference between the brains of top students and the brains of ordinary people like us? According to Chen Ji's analysis, this group of lunatics not only wants to kill people, but they also want to drive them outside the city gates to be killed. Isn't this a slap in the face of our officials? Not only do they want to kill people, but they also want to protest against our officials. This sounds a bit like the cult, Starlight Society. The Starlight Society. That infamous cult organization made up of a group of lunatics who regard monsters as their masters and believe in destroying all of humanity. What the hell? That crazy organization. I've never heard of any activity by their people in Jiangnan province before. This isn't a sign of no activity. Those lunatics have been secretly infiltrating Jiangnan province. They've even got undercover agents in our school. Those lunatics are capable of anything. We must quickly find everyone in the city who is connected to the Starlight Society and completely eliminate them to prevent this evil cult from spreading in Tianhe City. The wilderness outside the city. Chen Gu barely attracted anyone's attention and effortlessly separated himself from the crowd. Take advantage of the night and head deep into the wilderness. At the same time, Chen Gu did not stop summoning slimes. At this time, one more slime means one more power. In the distance of the wilderness, the howling of wolves was getting closer and closer. Through simple sound positioning calculations, Chen Gu estimated that if he continued forward for about half an hour, he would encounter the wind wolves that were surrounding him. I currently have 5,022 slimes in my summoning space. In half an hour, I can summon another 240 slimes. There is basically no big problem in dealing with a group of wind wolves. But we have to be on guard against the presence of the enemy's Beastmaster, otherwise the Beastmaster can mobilize more wind wolves and it will be a bit dangerous. Chen Gu was thinking. Suddenly, a warning sign arose in my heart. I suddenly felt a biting chill in the back of my heart. Danger. Chen Gu had no time to think about it. Instantly summons more than 5,000 slimes in the summoning space, blocking the space behind him. He then took advantage of the situation and fell forward. At the same moment, swish. A flash of icy light pierced the back of Chen Ji's heart. Several bright red blood-deducting numbers floated up. -799. -801. -769. The cold light pierced through 7 or 8 slimes, killing them instantly. Chen Gu, who had fallen to the ground, jumped away. As soon as he stood up, he saw 7 or 8 attribute feedbacks of Soul Destination on his panel. Didn't have time to take a closer look. Chen Ji's attention at this moment was on the person who assassinated him. That's the skill, back attack. Professional assassin. Chen Gu was immediately drenched in cold sweat. Almost. If I had fallen down a little later, or summoned the slime half a second later, I might have died from that dagger. F***ck. The weakest part of the summoner class is the summoner himself. Go back and save money, and buy a life-saving skill first. Chen Gu cursed inwardly. Fortunately, I didn't hesitate the moment I sensed danger. The summoned slime also slightly slowed down the speed of the opponent's dagger attack from behind. This is how I was lucky enough to save my life. Chen Gu now also saw clearly the assassin who was trying to assassinate him from behind. It was the unknown teacher who had been exposed by me before. He didn't even stay there to catch Yang Jinyue, but come to hunt me down. Chen Ji's face turned dark. What the hell is going on? Could it be that I revealed his identity and made him angry and embarrassed? Damn. This person is so petty. Boy. You've got some quick reactions, huh? You've got something to be proud of for dodging a level 25 assassin's back attack. The assassin said with a hint of mockery in his tone. By the way, he kicked several slimes to pieces. He took a few steps back. He activated stealth again, and his figure began to fade away and disappear from the spot again. But you won't be so lucky with the next attack. I didn't want to kill you, a useless summoner. Our only target is Yang Chenghu's daughter, but you took the initiative to jump out and seek death. Then it's not my fault. The assassin said quietly. Under the cover of night, the stealth effect of the stealth skill was almost perfect. Chen Gu watched as the other party's figure disappeared again. Resist the urge to let the slime surround and beat up the opponent. The slime is too slow. The opponent is a level 25 assassin, whose speed is much faster than the slime, and he is not a brainless low-level monster. If you let the slime attack like this, it will probably only deal a wave of damage, which is not enough to kill the opponent, and the opponent may withdraw. Instead, it made the other party alert to the slime. Have to wait for the opportunity. Wait for an opportunity to surround the enemy with slime and leave them with no way to retreat. If there is no opportunity, create one yourself. Chen Gu immediately made all his slimes spread out in a circle around him with himself as the center. The opponent is an assassin and has no means of long-range attack. If he wants to kill me, he has to get close to me. Once the other party gets close to you, the opponent's attack is close to 800 points. It's enough to kill a fragile summoner like me in seconds. But even though I'm a fragile summoner, I'm not a pushover. Don't let me catch you. Chen Gu controlled all the slimes, making them run around him in a disorderly manner. More than 5,000 slimes can indiscriminately cover a circular area with a radius of more than 10 meters. Chen Gu, who was surrounded, did not stop summoning slimes. At the same time, shouting into the dark night. I said, if you want to kill Yang Jinyue, then go ahead and kill her. Why are you looking for me? Moreover, you are a level 25 assassin. Come to assassinate me, a level 1 summoner. This is so unethical. The only sound in the night was the squeaking of slimes running around. There was absolutely no response. This assassin is more cautious than I thought. Perhaps the opponent had been following me for a whole day and was too familiar with my strategy of using slime piles to force damage and push forward. A level 25 assassin faced a level 1 squishy summoner, but instead of just charging forward and fighting head-on, he used stealth to assassinate him. It's a bit difficult. But Chen Gu is not in a hurry. The longer you delay, the more slimes you will summon, and the better it will be for you. I don't believe the other party can hold back and not take action. Even if you don't take action. Let me find your location, surround you and kill you. Hey! That teacher. You are such a coward. A level 25 player attacks a level 1 squishy summoner like me, and uses this kind of psychological warfare. Brother. Which organization are you from? Tell me about your organization's philosophy. Maybe I'll be persuaded by you and join you. Brother. Why don't you quit your organization and join me? Let's work together to make the summoner profession bigger and stronger, or we can form a new organization to make it bigger and stronger. The other party has not responded. No trace of the other party was found within the slime's coverage area. Chen Gu was also helpless. What is certain is that since the other party is here to kill people, he will definitely not run away. Besides, there is no reason for a level 25 assassin to run away from a level 1 summoner. But Chen Gu wasn't just talking nonsense. Since you don't take the initiative, Then I'll force you to take the initiative. While talking, Chen-gu quietly took some slimes back to the summoning space. At the same time, the slime's search range will gradually expand. In this way, there will be many gaps between the slimes. It not only provides a passage for the assassin to approach, but also covers up the decrease in the number of slimes. Plus, as we all know, monsters like slimes are very stupid and have almost no brains. During their search, they would run around everywhere, and it was normal for them to kill their own kind and break into pieces, leaving liquid all over the ground. Normal professionals would not pay attention to the characteristics of low-level monsters like slimes. I don't believe you won't take the bait. A smile gradually appeared at the corner of Chen Ji's mouth. Here it comes. Finally, can't wait any longer. Are you going to take action? Chen-gu was shocked. After setting up all the conditions for the assassination for the other party. Less than 2 minutes. Chen-gu noticed something unusual behind him. The liquid left by the slime's corpse on the ground was splashed by the other slimes running around. However, part of the splashing slime liquid was suspended about 30 to 40 centimeters above the ground. It seems that even though you are cautious enough, it is still inevitable that you look down on the summoner class and slimes. Is it because he saw that the slime group had dispersed, and he was confident that if he came to kill me now, he would not be stopped by the slimes or beaten by them? Think you have a chance to kill me? Ho ho. How naive. Although he was thinking about it, Chen-gu remained calm on the surface. Pretend not to notice the other person's trace. He continued to summon slimes and looked around vigilantly. At the same time, the slimes that had spread far away were quietly brought back to the summoning space. Be prepared. Once the opponent launches an attack, that is the other party's death. In the darkness of the night, the assassin didn't even notice the liquid from the slime corpse on his trouser legs. The opponent was just a level 1 summoner, if it weren't for the cautious habits he had developed over the years. He had already killed his way through the slime with a dagger. So when he saw Chen-gu, he couldn't help but let the slime group expand the search range. There were various gaps between the slimes, and he could now sneak behind Chen-gu without any obstacles. He's just a student after all. His combat experience is truly lacking. The fact that he dodged the attack from behind before was probably just a coincidence. This time, I want to see how you can hide. The assassin couldn't help but laugh in his heart. As the team teacher, he followed Chen-gu for a whole day and saw everything clearly. Chen-gu had only relied on the number of slimes to kill monsters before. He has no combat experience at all and no combat skills at all. He was not worried at all that this was a trap deliberately set by Chen-gu. I was too lazy to wait any longer. This is the chance to kill Chen-gu. Kill Chen-gu quickly and go back to capture Yang Jingyue alive. The plan was exposed in advance, and Yang Jingyue has a lot of protection around her, so it will probably take some effort. The assassin thought about what would happen next. Relying on the cover of night and his own invisibility. Completely off guard. Perhaps they would not bother to be on guard against a level 1 summoner. He rushed towards Chen-gu from behind and killed him. But he didn't notice. Chen-gu, who was looking around aimlessly, had a cold smile on his face. Chen-gu wasn't just looking around. The corner of his eye had already caught sight of the slime fluid on the assassin's trouser legs and locked onto his position. The assassin was approaching, about 3 meters away from him. This distance is enough. Chen-gu turned around abruptly and looked towards the assassin's location. Is it finally here? I thought you were very patient and cautious, hiding until you had the chance to kill me with one strike before you made your move. Chen-gu said with a chuckle. Chen-gu suddenly spoke to himself. The assassin was stunned. Discovered. Or is it a coincidence? Before he could react, Chen-gu suddenly raised his hand. Countless slimes suddenly appeared around him out of thin air. The assassin finally panicked. How did he find me? When did you find me? How is that possible? How could a level 1 summoner see through my stealth as a level 25 assassin? Also, why are there so many slimes in his summoning space? Had he been hiding all this time? Did he not summon all the slimes? However, he didn't have much time to figure it out. A slime had already sat on him. -1. The health deduction number appears above your head. It still cannot break the defense, and only has 1 point of force damage. But the stealth state was broken due to the attack. The exposed assassin's face was still full of shock and confusion. The next moment, slimes from the sky have been falling one after another. The assassin's expression changed drastically. He finally realized that this was a trap. The flaws that Chingu deliberately revealed were actually a trap he dug for himself. And I actually stupidly stepped in. He quickly raised the dagger in his hand and instantly killed several slimes that were flying towards him. I want to turn around and run out of the slime's encirclement. However, after killing a few slimes, more slimes will instantly fill the vacant positions and continue to smash towards your head. There were simply too many slimes, all piled up together. It made him unable to move at all. Chengu even used the summoning space to directly transfer all the slimes that were far away from the assassin to his side. More than 5,000 slimes completely surrounded the assassin. The continuous attacks made it impossible for him to enter stealth mode. See the expression on the assassin's face. Chengu was immediately happy. Why do you look so confused? You're thinking of running now. It's too late. Looking at the assassin who was submerged in the slime and still struggling in vain. There are densely packed things on the top of the head. -1-1-1-1-1-1. Also, after entering combat mode, the health bar that appears drops rapidly. Chengu retreated a little further to prevent the opponent from counterattacking before his death. After all, he is a level 25 assassin, so his damage is still very high. Since you look confused and are the first person I kill. Oh, since you are not dead yet and are about to become the first person I kill. Let me explain it to you. You saw the gap left by my slime scattering. I did it on purpose, just to let you take action earlier. And the liquefied corpse left by the slime splashed onto your trouser legs, exposing your whereabouts. If you awaken the assassin profession in your next life, remember not to underestimate any target. Even if the target is a level 1 summoner. The expression on the assassin's face had turned into complete despair. He found himself unable to break free from the siege of such a large number of slimes. If he had not been surrounded at the beginning, he would have been fully capable of slowly clearing out these slimes that could be killed instantly. Finally kill Chengu. But surrounded. I am an assassin and I don't have any group damage skills. Chengu continued to replenish the number of slimes at a rate of 4 slimes every half a minute. He discovered in despair that he no longer had any chance. The health bar is also dropping rapidly. Once the health bar is empty, you will die. Wait. Don't kill me. I'm from the Starlight Society. Chengu, I have no ill will towards you. Our only target was Yang Jinyue, there is no hatred between us. The assassin began to beg for mercy. But Chengu was not moved at all. The assassin's expression gradually became fierce. Chengu. If you kill me, will Xingguang let you go? The Starlight Society will definitely help me get revenge. You can't escape. And your family. The assassin is dead. He was killed by a group of slimes sitting on his buttocks. After Chengu killed someone for the first time, he didn't feel too uncomfortable. After the assassin's death, it gave Chengu a big explosion. When a professional dies, everything in his storage space will explode directly. Collect all the things dropped by the assassin and take off his equipment. These can all be sold for money. Chengu now needs money to provide a good life for his mother-in-law and Tang Qianqian, and to find Lin Yuyu, which also requires money. Take inventory of your spoils. There are 12,427 crystal coins. There are 7 bottles of potions that restore health and energy. There are 5 bottles of poison potions used by the assassin profession. Enough food and water for half a month. There were also a few pieces of assassin equipment, all of which had average attributes. Chengu was too lazy to look at them carefully and would exchange them for money after returning to the city. As for other miscellaneous and worthless things like spare clothes, just throw them away. Although the assassin dropped a lot of things, the most valuable thing was his deposit of 12,427 crystal coins. Of course, Chen Ji's gains were not just what the assassin dropped in the battle just now. Although it was a one-sided massacre. But the assassin was struggling desperately. Also killed more than 600 slimes. plus the 100 or so that Chen Gu had deliberately let kill each other. The number of dead slimes was close to 800. The attributes of Soul's Destination feedback have been flooded on the screen. Chen Gu didn't have time to check it just now. Now I finally have time. Slime Soul returns. Gain HP +1. The Slime Soul returns. Gain knockback resistance +1. Slime Soul returns. Gain storage space +1. Slime Soul returns. Get Balenciaga letter his +1. Slime Soul returns. Obtain skill bar expansion scroll +1. The Slime Soul returns. Obtain the Soul Link skill scroll +1. Holy crap! A skill scroll has appeared. And there are also skill expansion scrolls. Chen Ji's face suddenly turned ecstatic. The skill expansion scroll is one of the top-level props. You should know that professionals will automatically gain a skill slot every 5 levels. When you awaken at level 0, there will be a skill slot. A level 10 professional has only 3 skill slots, a level 15 professional has 4, a level 20 professional has 5. If professionals want to obtain more skill slots and learn more skills, there is only one way. Use skill expansion scrolls to expand your skill slots. A skill expansion scroll allows a professional to have an additional skill slot. In battle, you will have one more skill than other professionals of the same level. Don't underestimate this extra skill. Often at critical moments, this extra skill can make your overall skill matching system more complete, and can double, even several times or even dozens of times your combat power. In the professional props trading market of the entire Longxia Empire, countless wealthy people offered hundreds of millions to purchase the skill expansion scrolls. But no one sold it. Unless someone is in urgent need of a large sum of money to save their life, no one will sell the skill expansion scroll they have obtained. The skill expansion scroll is a truly priceless item. Chen Gu found the skill expansion scroll in his storage space. Even though I'm short of money. But I wouldn't be stupid enough to sell the skill expansion scroll. Without any hesitation. Directly use the skill expansion scroll yourself. Afterwards, Chen Gu found out the skills he had just gained from the feedback of Soul's Destination. Soul Link. The name also has a soul affix. It seems like this is a skill suitable for me to learn. Chen Gu looked at the detailed description of the Soul Link skill scroll. Soul Link. Level 0, proficiency 0%. Consume 5 energy points per second when turned on. Establish a soul link with your own summons, beasts, zombies, puppets, etc. All damage you suffer will be transferred to the soul link target. The player will not be harmed, but the target of the soul link will bear 200% of the damage. When the number of soul link targets is greater than 1, the transferred damage is shared equally among all soul link targets, regardless of the number. Skill cooldown time is not available. The moment you see the detailed description of this skill, Chen Gu was completely stunned. A strong sense of ecstasy rushed to my head. This is actually a skill that allows summoned creatures to share damage. Ha ha ha. That's great. What you lack will come to you. I was thinking about buying a life-saving skill after returning to the city this time. It's okay now. Save the money to help my mother-in-law and Qianqian improve their lives. There is nothing to hesitate about. Study. This skill is simply tailor-made for me. Although the damage taken by the summoned creature is doubled, it becomes 200% of the damage it should have taken. However, I have a lot of summons. Soul Link does not limit the number of link targets. After spreading it out, there is absolutely no harm. Also, this skill is not a summoning skill and cannot enjoy the consumption reduction of infinite summoning. But it consumes 5 energy points per second after it is turned on. My current energy recovery per second is exactly 5 points. It's equivalent to no consumption. Chen Gu directly used the Soul Link skill scroll in his hand. Then look at your panel to see the current attributes. Name, Chen Gu. Level 1, 14%. Occupation, Soul Summoner. HP, 862. Energy value, 989. Constitution, 76. Spirit, 82. Attack, 103, Defense, 67. Talent, infinite summoning, unique, soul destination, unique. Skills, summon slime, soul link. Equipment, empty. Summoning space, 0/infinity, summoned creatures not in the space do not occupy the summoning space. Storage space. After this battle with the assassin, the improvement of his own attribute panel is Chen Ji's biggest gain. Both health and energy values are approaching 1000. It is already comparable to other professions, without the attribute panel of level 8 and level 9 without the bonus of equipment and additional props. And Chen Ge was only level 1 at that time. These basic attributes are not the core of the gains from this battle. The real core lies in various other improvements such as hit rate and resistance, including energy value recovery 5 per second, health value recovery 3 per second, critical hit rate 4%, critical hit resistance 5%. The hit rate, resistance, and elemental damage increase and immunity of various abnormal effects such as fire, ice, and wind have all been increased to 2 to 5%. These attributes are still at a low level at present, and the attributes are not high, so the effect cannot be reflected yet. When the level is higher in the future, these attributes will also reach a high percentage. That's when it gets really scary. Along with the improvement of Chen Ji's own attributes, the attributes of the summoned slime have also been significantly improved. Slime, Chen Ge. Level 1. HP, 104. Energy value, 119. Constitution, 10. Spirit, 10. Attack, 13. Defense, 9. Although it has been improved a lot, the combat effectiveness is definitely still rubbish. However, Chen Ge currently does not expect the slime to have super combat power. To deal damage, it is enough to rely on stacking force damage. There is a skill called Soul Link. For Chen Ge, these slimes now have an additional purpose. That is your own mobile blood bank. There are currently more than 4,000 surviving slimes, each with 104 health points. That is equivalent to my current health value being more than 400,000. After doing this calculation, Chen Ge himself was shocked. With my health, who can kill me instantly? Even if the soul link is activated, I will suffer double damage. Then I still have 200,000 health points. It turns out that the boss is actually me. Besides, Chen Ge just tried it. Once the soul link is activated and connected to the slime, it will still be effective even if the slime is put into the summoning space. That is to say, in the city, it is not convenient to release all the summons. The damage transfer effect of soul link still works. In addition, the number of your summons will continue to increase. Apart from anything else, at least there will be no problem with life safety in the future. No. It can't be said that there are no problems at all. At least some abnormal effects will cause skills to fail, such as control skills with effects such as exile and seal, which may force my soul connection to fail. But I will raise the resistance of banishment and seal to 100% and 10,000% later. Even if the enemy specializes in control and focuses on stacking these effects, they won't be able to control me. If I had the strength I have now when I faced that assassin just now, I wouldn't have needed to use my brain to design a trap. Chen Ge reviewed the battle just now. It was the first life and death battle in my life. Chen Ge couldn't help but feel a little scared when he thought about it now. The opponent is an assassin, and he should be replaced by other level 25 professions with group attack skills. It's impossible for me to kill so easily. Not to mention other professionals who already have 5 skills at level 25. It is a level 15 mage professional. Anyone who has learned group damage skills. With his previous strength, it would be difficult to kill the other party. And can kill this assassin. The biggest factor was the other party's contempt for him as a level 1 summoner. Only then can your tactics be fully utilized. But it's different now. Possesses the super life-saving skill, Soul Link. Up to 400,000 health points. Even if I just stand still and let the assassin kill me, it is very likely that he died of exhaustion before killing himself. And there's the assassin's final threat. Mentioned his family. Family is Chen Ji's bottom line. Mother-in-law and Tang Qianqian are the reverse scales that Chen Ge cannot touch in this life. Starlight Club. Very good. I will make sure you don't have time to bother my family. There was murderous intent in Chen Ji's eyes. But now, let's level up. Complete the first breakthrough dungeon, raise your level to level 10, and get the qualification to take the Professional Academy entrance exam in half a month. Then go back to the city and cause trouble for the Starlight Society. The best targets for killing monsters and gaining experience for me are those wind wolves surrounding us in the wilderness. With my current strength, even small to medium-sized wind wolf packs above level 10 can no longer pose much of a threat to me. Chen Gu collected all the slimes into the summoning space and sped up his journey. At the same time, he still keeps using skills, summoning new slimes at a rate of 4 slimes every half minute. Moreover, the moment a new slime is summoned, it is directly incorporated into the soul link and stored in the summoning space. Towards the depths of the wilderness. Listen to the direction where the wolf howls come from and rush towards it. Before, Chen Gu wanted to avoid the wind wolves, go to the wilderness to improve his strength and then kill the wind wolves. Now it is obviously no longer necessary. The two sides are not far apart. Chen Gu soon discovered that in the night, dozens of pairs of eyes flashing with faint green light appeared not far in front of him. When Chen Gu discovered the wind wolf pack, the wind wolves also discovered Chen Gu. Whoa! A violent wolf howl roared towards Chen Gu. The next second, dozens of wind wolves responded to the order of the Wind Wolf King and pounced towards Chen Gu. Chen Gu also summoned all the slimes from the summoning space in an instant. At the same time, look at the attributes of the Wind Wolf. Wind Wolf. Level 10. HP, 900. Energy value, 860. The level difference is too large. The information that can be seen is also limited, and more specific attributes cannot be seen. But it doesn't matter to Chen Gu. It's enough to be able to see your level and health. A mere level 10 Wind Wolf only has 900 health points, which is simply experience points delivered right to your mouth. Kill. Chen Gu gave an order. More than 4,000 slimes suddenly started to gurgle with excitement. 236, the Slime King, made a loud call. Tuachuo. Follow me, and kill. Kill all those wind wolf cubs. Make slime great again. This is the glory bestowed upon us by the Master. We are immortal. Long live the slime tribe. Long live the Master. All the slimes went crazy. The passion of battle ignited every slime. Kill. Long live the slime tribe. Long live the Master. They all roared loudly. They fearlessly charged towards the pack of wind wolves that were hunting them from the opposite side. Looking at the slimes in the dark night, full of fighting spirit, jumping and charging violently. Chen Gu didn't know if it was his illusion. I always feel that 230 SIX's body shape seems to have changed a little. Become a little bit bigger than other slimes. In theory, the slimes summoned by a normal summoner inherit some of the summoner's own attributes, and each summon should have fixed attributes. But what I summoned has actually become the soul of the slime, and it is the soul of the summoned slime that is fixed. Is it because 230 SIX's soul has become stronger? Because souls return to me after death, their soul enhancement is always maintained. Chen Gu was suddenly shocked by his own guess. Doesn't this mean that my summons don't have fixed inherited attributes, but are somewhat similar to a Beastmaster's beasts, and can be trained to improve their strength? The Beastmaster trains the beast, but once it dies, it is gone. But what I cultivate in my summons is their souls, and souls are immortal, so the strength that is cultivated and enhanced will always exist. Oh shit. I'll check it out later if it succeeds. My summons can now display their powerful combat capabilities in advance. Chen Gu is still thinking about the feasibility of cultivating and strengthening the slime's soul. That side. The slime group and the wind wolf group faced the charge and fought fiercely. Just a meeting. About 20 wind wolves attacked from the opposite side. Dozens of slimes were killed instantly. However, under the leadership of 236, the Slime Legion was not frightened by the death of dozens of slimes. Instead, they all jumped high up fearlessly and smashed their butts against the wind wolf's head. And under the command of 236 who kept roaring and mumbling. More than 4,000 slimes were divided into 4 teams. Each team has more than 1,000 slimes, and they directly target a wind wolf. Then focus fire and siege. -1-1-1-1. Dense blood-red numbers representing life value deductions floated up. The moment the health bars of the 4 wind wolves that were under concentrated fire appeared, they were already at the bottom. The 4 wind wolves were instantly killed by the slime army's concentrated fire. Chen Gu also received experience points for killing 4 wind wolves. Kill the wind wolf. Gain experience plus 120. 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 Upgrading itself is difficult. Chen Gu only gained this little bit of experience after overcoming a level difference of 9 levels. Level experience increased from 14% at level 1 to 30% at level 1. At this rate, I can reach level 2 by killing all these wind wolves. Reaching level 2 in one day is already considered the fastest level advancement speed for a professional. Chen Gu knows how difficult it is to upgrade. I am very satisfied with my current upgrade speed. The wind wolves were stunned. The battle with the slime army had just begun when 20% of the wolves were lost. The slime army only lost about 2% of its number. The wind wolf pack's casualty ratio is 10 times that of the slime army. Is this AF** King Slime? We are all monsters, so how could we, wind wolf, not know what slime is? When did this snotty-looking piece of shit develop such fighting power? And not afraid of death? Oh whoa. The Wind Wolf King, who was originally watching his younger brothers fight with his 2 trusted wind wolves, suddenly roared urgently. The 2 wind wolves beside it, which looked much stronger, immediately joined the battle. Chen Gu looked at the 2 newly joined wind wolves. Speed Enhanced Wind Wolf. Level 10. HP, 1200. Energy Value, 1060. Strength Enhanced Wind Wolf. Level 10. HP, 1500. Energy Value, 960. It's indeed a monster with enhanced affixes. Its attributes are stronger than those of ordinary monsters. Chen Gu was not surprised. Generally speaking, the more affixes before a monster's name, the more powerful it is. These 2 enhanced wind wolves only have 1 affix. Powerful but limited. Chen Gu did not stop summoning slimes. Continue to replenish the combat power of the slime army. It seems that the Wind Wolf King is probably just an elite monster. Chen Gu looked towards the Wind Wolf King again. Stare for 3 seconds. The information of the Wind Wolf King also appeared in the field of vision. Elite Wind Wolf King, Lin Yan. Level 11. HP, 5000. Energy, 2600. It really is a monster with a place to belong. It seems that the Beastmaster who uses this Wolf King to control this group of wind wolves is this man named Lin Yan. But it seems that Lin Yan is controlling more than 1 Wind Wolf King, and he is not nearby. It was exactly what Chen Gu expected. The elite Wind Wolf King I'm controlling is only level 11. It seems that Lin Yan's level as a Beastmaster shouldn't be high either, no more than level 20. His level is enough to control 4 or 5 groups of wind wolves at most, which is not enough to control the hundreds of wind wolves in the wilderness. It seems that the Starlight Society has dispatched quite a number of beast tamers this time. There was a hint of murderous intent in Chen Ji's eyes. Hee hee. What if I kill all these Beastmasters? The Starlight Club must be feeling the pain too, right? Training a Beastmaster requires a lot of resources. You dare to threaten me? You dare to threaten me with my family? I'll kill your whole family first. There was a hint of cruelty and ruthlessness in Chen Ji's eyes. His gaze turned back to the elite Wind Wolf King in front of him. Compared with the previous affix-enhanced Wind Wolf, the attributes are directly greatly improved. The health value has reached 5000. However, Chen Ji's level is too low, so its attack, defense, and other attributes cannot be seen. However, none of that matters to Chen Gu. Slimes are killed instantly anyway. The key point is the opponent's health. After seeing the health value, in Chen Ji's opinion, this elite wind wolf is just a monster that can be killed in 2 rounds by all the slimes focusing their fire. At this time, the 2 enhanced wind wolves have already rushed into the battle group. Monsters like the wind wolf are a type that excels at speed. Especially the Wind Wolf with enhanced speed, it was like entering an empty space. Dozens of slimes were killed in the blink of an eye. However, this monster's IQ is not high. He did not directly attack Chen Gu, the summoner himself. Instead, he turned around and continued killing other slimes. Chen Gu won't just stand by and watch. An idea suddenly came to my mind. The slime in the path of the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf was instantly collected into the summoning space. This time, the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf missed its target. While it hasn't reacted yet, Chen Gu instantly released all the slimes that had just been collected into the summoning space. Just release it behind the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf. Immediately afterwards, this group of slimes immediately locked onto the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf. A concentrated fire. -1-1-1-1. Blood-colored numbers kept floating above its head. Instantly reduce its health bar to half. The elite Wind Wolf King on the other side saw this situation. One of his most capable generals had half of his health reduced to 20% in an instant. It finally couldn't sit still anymore. And it only took a short while. 3 ordinary Wind Wolves were killed instantly by the slime army commanded by 236. Chen Gu gained another 360 experience points. The Wind Wolf King finally rushed into the battle group. Its target is 236. It saw at a glance that the other party was the king of this group of slimes. It's like he is the king of the Wind Wolves. Just kill that king slime. Then the slime army without a commander will become a group of headless flies, and can be slaughtered at will by their own subordinates. However, the Wind Wolf King just rushed in front of 236. Swish. 236 simply disappeared from the spot. Naturally, Chen Gu intervened again. The moment the elite Wind Wolf King pounced, 236 was transferred to another location through the summoning space. Kill the Wind Wolf King. Chen Gu is not in a hurry. You have to kill all of its minions first. Then deal with this Wolf King. The Wind Wolf King missed. But the slime army's concentrated fire and killing continued. This moment, he killed 4 more ordinary Wind Wolves in seconds. Chen Gu used the summoning space to release the slime. Kill the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf that was already half dead directly. Chen Gu even saw that when the speed-enhanced Wind Wolf died, it dropped a piece of equipment and several crystal coins. But I'm too lazy to pick it up now. Wait until all these Wind Wolves are killed. Watch it again when cleaning the battlefield. More than half of the Wind Wolves have died. The slime also suffered heavy losses. The number of slimes killed by the Wind Wolves has exceeded 1,000. Plus Chen Gu never stopped summoning slimes. The total number of slimes now is only about 3,000. However, the slime army's fighting spirit remains high. Even crazier. All the slimes jumped up again and smashed the head of the Wind Wolf that was focusing its fire. On the contrary, the Wind Wolf pack has shown signs of collapse. The remaining 7 or 8 Wind Wolves were dominated by panic. The Wind Wolves held their tails between their legs trembling. I have completely lost the desire to fight. Although they don't have high IQ. But he also clearly realized that his side was no match for that group of slimes. They just want to escape now. But how could Chen Gu let them run away? Now that I'm here. That's my experience. You want to run away with the experience you've gained. Continue to help 236 avoid the battle with the elite Wind Wolf King. A few minutes later, the remaining 7 or 8 minions of the Wind Wolf King were also killed by the slime army's concentrated fire. The strength-enhanced Wind Wolf was also killed instantly. The remaining elite Wind Wolf King roared violently. But it carries the orders given by the Beastmaster. Drive everyone to the wall of Tianhe City and don't let anyone escape from the encirclement. It can't escape at all. Looking at the elite Wolf King who was left alone fighting in front of him. And I have less than 3,000 slimes of my own. Chen Gu showed a happy smile. Level experience also reached level 198%. The next step is to kill this elite Wind Wolf King. Without a beast tamer to control it, the beast tamer's strength would be greatly reduced, and it would be no different from an ordinary wild monster. However, considering that monsters above the elite level may trigger a rampage state after their health drops to a certain percentage, we have to kill it quickly before it has a chance to run away. Chen Gu waved his hand and instantly took all the slimes back to the summoning space. He was left alone to face the elite Wind Wolf King. I saw all the slimes around me disappear instantly. The elite Wind Wolf King finally turned his hatred towards the human in front of him who had never attacked him. A whoa. It howled like a wolf and rushed towards Chen Gu at terrifying speed. However, Chen Gu, who had been observing the Wind Wolf King for a long time, was already prepared for its speed. Calculate the exact path it will take to attack. Chen Gu just slightly sideways and took half a step back. With a small move, he avoided the full-strength attack from the elite Wind Wolf King. In fact, there is no problem if Chen Gu does not hide. There is a soul link, which is currently connecting to more than 2,800 slimes in the summoning space. It is equivalent to having 280,000 health points. The elite Wind Wolf King can deal a maximum of about 300 damage to himself. Taking into account the doubled damage taken due to Soul Link, it is only 600 points of damage. It's not even enough for 2,800 slimes to share 1 point of damage evenly. To Chen Gu, the damage done by the Wind Wolf King was barely a scratch. Even though it won't hurt, it will still hurt. Chen Gu didn't want to take this unnecessary beating. Take advantage of the moment when the elite Wolf King passes by you. Chen Gu seized the opportunity. Summon all the slimes in the summoning space in front of you again. Directly surround the elite Wind Wolf King in the middle. It was as if the Wind Wolf King himself was charging headfirst into the center of the Slime Legion's encirclement. No surprise. Although all the slimes attacked the elite Wind Wolf King in the center of the encirclement. The tactical coordination between Slime and Chen Gu, which used the summoning space to transfer them, had become increasingly tacit. This can be regarded as the biggest advantage of Chen Gu, the Soul Summoner, compared with other summoners. A round of attack came down. Instantly reduced the elite Wind King to about half health. Wait until the elite Wind Wolf King's attack ends. He turned around and swung his claws at the slime beside him. However, all the slimes in front of him disappeared instantly. This time, the attack missed again, and there was a feeling of a punch hitting cotton. The elite Wind Wolf King's eyes immediately turned bloodshot and he became furious. A whoa. It roared. He turned around and attacked Chen Gu again. Chen Gu had already predicted the elite Wind Wolf King's next attack path as soon as he saw its attack miss. Another precise move to dodge the bite of the elite Wind Wolf King. And look at the opponent's health value. Elite Wind Wolf King, Lin Yan. Level 11. HP, 2977/5000. Energy, 2200/2600. It still has 2977 HP. It seems that many of the slime's attacks in the first round of concentrated fire missed, or I took them back before they could hit the opponent. We can't kill it in 1 second with this round of concentrated fire. Then control the bloodline. Chen Gu used the same trick again. But this time, not all the slimes in the summoning space were summoned. Instead, he summoned 1,500 of them. After a round of slime attacks, the health of the elite Wind Wolf King dropped significantly again. HP, 1582/5000. As soon as he saw the health value of the elite Wind Wolf King, Chen Gu immediately showed an extremely satisfied smile. Wait until the elite Wind Wolf King turns around again and wants to tear apart those disgusting slimes that are attacking him. I found that all the slimes disappeared again. Another attack missed. And he got beaten for no reason. The elite Wind Wolf King's rage has reached its peak. A whoa. A terrifying roar was heard towards the sky. The elite Wind Wolf King wanted to activate the Rampage skill that comes with elite level and above monsters. However, the Rampage skill of elite monsters can only be released when their health is below 30%. And now the health value is still above 31%. There are now 82 more health points to meet the requirements for launching the Rampage skill. Chen Gu just smiled slightly when he saw the elite Wind Wolf King's furious look. Joke. Do you think that getting full marks in all subjects is just a joke? Dodge with precise positioning and block elite monsters until their health is running out. Of course, the premise of blocking the health line of elite monsters is that you have to block the health line, prevent the elite monster from going berserk, and kill its remaining health in seconds. Otherwise, the elite monsters can still go berserk. And Chen Gu just happened to have the ability to kill the elite Wind Wolf King in seconds after reaching his health limit. Take advantage of the moment when the elite Wind Wolf King is stunned and fails to go berserk. Chen Gu once again summoned all 800 plus slimes in the summoning space. Kill. The elite Wind Wolf King only has 1,582 health points left. Under the concentrated fire of more than 2,800 slimes. Empty the health bar instantly. The moment the elite Wind Wolf King died, a bunch of gorgeous dazzling lights burst out directly. Elite monsters exploded. Chen Gu was suddenly delighted. The beasts controlled by the Beastmaster are still monsters in essence, and killing them is the same as killing wild monsters normally. Chen Gu didn't have time to look closely and just put all the things into the storage space. At the same time, all slimes are taken back to the summoning space. Turning and heading deeper into the wilderness, he walked into the night. We must leave here immediately. In the battle just now, the slimes lost about 1,500, and now only 2,800 are left. If we encounter a group of wind wolves of a higher level, it might be a bit troublesome. Moreover, after killing this elite Wind Wolf King, the Beastmaster named Lin Yen behind him must have discovered that one of his own beasts had died. We'll definitely come check it out. Chen Gu doesn't need to confront the other party now. It's better to leave for the time being. Find a place to quietly blast troops and summon the number of slimes to more than 10,000. At that time, if we encounter a pack of wind wolves again, we will be able to continue to push forward. After Chen Gu walked several kilometers away, he found a small valley to stop. Only then did he begin to check on the gains from the recent battle against the wind wolves. The level was raised to level 2 without any surprise. About 1,500 slimes died, and in return, their various attributes increased by an average of about 5 points. Health and energy values receive additional bonuses from physique and spirit, increasing by about 100 points respectively. In addition, attributes such as attack and defense have also been increased by about 20 points. Critical hit rate 10%, critical hit damage 159%, basic critical hit damage 150%, critical hit resistance, critical hit damage reduction, damage penetration, damage reduction, life steal, anti-injury. Petrification, slowdown, freezing, burning, silence, knockback, seal, these abnormal status effects hit and effect resistance. Physical, gold element, fire element, wind element, poison element, these damage increases and immunity rates. All have been increased to around 10%. Looking at his extremely gorgeous attribute list, Chen Gu himself was scared. If all these attributes were raised to 100%. No. 100% is not enough. For example, for skills with stun effects, if some professionals specialize in improving the hit rate of the stun effect, it is not difficult to increase it to 200% by taking into account equipment and props. My effect resistance must be equal to the enemy's effect hit rate in order to be absolutely immune to abnormal status. We still need to keep improving. The higher the better. By then, I won't need any additional skills to dispel negative states, as I will be completely immune to all negative states. At that time, the enemy thought they had stacked hundreds of effects to hit me, but they found that they couldn't control me. I'm afraid it will be very confusing, right? Chen Gu looked at the improvements to his own attributes. Then he looked at the pile of spoils in the storage space that he had not had time to look at just now. These are the things that exploded from the group of wind wolves. Ordinary wind wolves don't actually drop anything, it's mainly the Wind Wolf King that drops more. Chen Gu took a quick glance. Crystal Coin 1-3. Wolf Skin Fragment 5. Inferior Physical Strengthening Potion 1. Summon Wind Wolf, Skill Scroll 1. Wind Wolf Claw 1. Shield Strike Skill Scroll 1. Holy crap. There are 2 skill scrolls. A summoning skill, a shield battle skill. Chen Gu was stunned. There doesn't seem to be any luck attributes in the panel. I don't see any luck entries in the feedback of the slime's soul that committed suicide. Is there a hidden attribute? Although these 2 skills are of the lowest level and not worth much money. But when you go to grind with others, you won't get any skill scrolls for 10 days or half a month, and even if you get a skill scroll, it's not what you want. This comparison. Chen Gu felt that he was extremely lucky. And the elite Wind Wolf King dropped more than just these things. There are several pieces of equipment in the storage space. A pair of boots, a pair of wrist guards, and a dagger. Chen Gu immediately checked the properties of the 3 pieces of equipment. Boots of swiftness. Level requirement, 10. Spirit +2. Movement speed +8. Strength wristband. Level requirement, 10. Constitution +5. Attack +10. Wolf tooth dagger. Level requirement, 10. Attack +26. Attack speed +2. The attributes of the 3 pieces of equipment are mediocre. There are also equipment level requirements. It can only be equipped and used by professionals above level 10. Chen Gu lost interest after taking a look. Anyway, as a soul summoner, I have no need for equipment. Throw it in the storage space and exchange it for money later. If I sell all these things, I should be able to exchange them for about 3,000 crystal coins. The harvest in one night is equivalent to an ordinary person's monthly salary. It's really easy to make money as a professional with fighting ability. Chen Gu couldn't help but feel emotional. Think about how my mother-in-law worked so hard for so many years to save up about 1,000 crystal coins. Save more money and buy a house in the central area of Tianhe City. That way, my mother-in-law won't have to live in the most dangerous slum near the city wall. The skill of summoning wind wolves is useless to me, so I will sell it when the time comes. For now, my summoned slimes are more than enough. The life-saving skill includes Soul Link. Even the damage ability is not a problem at all as long as there are enough slimes. On the contrary, it is more difficult to deal effective damage. The next skill should be used to enhance the slime's ability to retain people or its pursuit ability. Chen Gu already has a rough idea of the future development direction of his career. But now, we must first expand our forces. Everything else is empty. Only the number of slimes is king. Chen Gu cast a spell with both hands to outline the summoning circle. Casting speed has also received a slight boost. Now Chen Gu only needs about 27 seconds to complete a spell to summon a slime. Casting with both hands can summon 4 slimes at a time. The whole day excluding the time for eating and sleeping. Can summon about 6,500 slimes. Just when Chen Gu was quietly exploding his troops. In the wilderness. In a makeshift hut. A young man's expression suddenly changed. Something happened. Among my contracted beasts, one of the elite wind wolf kings is missing. One of the beast contract skills has returned to its original state. Several people nearby immediately turned their heads and looked at the young man in surprise. Lin Yan, what's going on? Did someone break out? Impossible. The wind wolf kings that Lin Yan has contracted are all above level 10. Even the teachers accompanying the team, who are only at level 20 or 30, can't kill an elite wind wolf king with a wind wolf pack. At most, they could force their way out, but how could they silently wipe out a pack of wind wolves above level 10? The deacon told us to surround everyone. Someone might have escaped now. What should we do? Continue to shrink the encirclement? Or should we send part of the wind wolves to search for the person who broke through? Just when several beastmasters from the Starlight Society were confused in the wilderness. Tianhe City was also in an uproar. What? Chen Gu is missing. Su Weiman stared at Yang Chenghu with a grim expression. How could such a big person disappear? Isn't he working in the same team with Yang Jinyue? He had also helped Yang Jinyue upgrade all the way. When you people from the City Lord's mansion were protecting Yang Jinyue, didn't you take care of Chen Gu? How can you people from the City Lord's mansion be so indifferent? As the principal of the best high school in Tianhe City, Su Weiman did have the confidence to slam the table in front of the City Lord Yang Chenghu. What's more, the missing person was his favorite and most valued student. No wonder Su Weiman was anxious and angry. Seeing how anxious he was, Yang Chenghu didn't bother with him. Old Su. Don't get excited. I know you value that kid Chen Gu. But Yeye's communication talisman said that she saw Chen Gu leave secretly on his own. After Chen Gu found out the undercover agent from the Starlight Society who was next to Yeye, he went deep into the wilderness by himself. Also missing was the assassin undercover agent, who went into stealth and has not been seen since. Yang Chonghu persuaded helplessly and handed the second communication talisman sent back by Yang Jinyue to Su Weiman. Su Weiman snatched the communication talisman from Yang Chonghu's hand and hurriedly checked the new message sent back by Yang Jinyue. The information in the communication talisman is probably a message to report safety. Because Chen Ge found out the undercover assassin in advance, the Starlight Society's plan was disrupted and some of its members were exposed in advance. The professional accompanying the team from the City Lord's mansion provided timely protection. In addition, there was help from the professionals and civilians in the wilderness, as well as the arrival of the garrison troops from the City Lord's mansion that Chen Ge had reminded to send out of the city. This can be considered to have calmed down the chaos that Chen Ge deliberately caused. Those who were exposed by the Starlight Society were either killed or arrested. But after the chaos subsided, when counting the captured killers of the Starlight Society, they discovered that the undercover who was found by Chen Ge at the beginning was a teacher. But it disappeared. Yang Jinyue thought that before coming to Chen Ge, she had planned to go to the wilderness to kill the wind wolves to level up. When the chaos broke out, he was worried about Chen Ji's safety and kept an eye on his movements. Nature saw Chen Ge going deep into the wilderness alone. Now, the undercover agent has disappeared. It is obvious that the undercover agent may have left with Chen Ge. Yang Jinyue suddenly panicked and wanted to ask the guards who came to rescue her to go deep into the wilderness to rescue Chen Ge. However, the garrison refused on the grounds that they only obeyed the orders of the city lord. Naturally, these guards would stay with Yang Jinyue, the eldest daughter of the city lord's mansion, to continue protecting her. How could he possibly go deep into the wilderness to rescue an insignificant person? In desperation, Yang Jinyue sent a second communication talisman to her father, the city lord, to inform him that she was safe and wanted her father to order the garrison outside the city to protect her to go deep into the wilderness to rescue Chen Ge. Read the information in this communication talisman. Su Weiman also had a headache. Chen Ge, this kid, actually took the initiative to go deep into the wilderness. Su Weiman suddenly felt that the last few strong strands of hair remaining on his bald head were about to be lost. This child, why is he so worrying? There are still more than 100 wind wolf packs deep in the wilderness. The only people in the Starlight Club whose identities were exposed by Chen Ge were those lurking around Yang Jinyue. No one knows where the Starlight Society's true killer move against Tianhe City is hidden this time. People in Tianhe City still don't know what the real purpose of the Starlight Society's action is. Although it seems that the Starlight Society may want to use the killing of Yang Jinyue, the newly awakened legendary professional, to protest against Tianhe City and the official Longxia Empire. But judging from the fact that the other side dispatched countless beastmasters and attracted more than 100 wind wolves to surround Tianhe City. Over the years, countless undercover agents have been quietly planted in Tianhe City. Even among the people present in the City Lord's mansion at this moment, there may be people from the Starlight Society. How could the map of the Starlight Club be so simple? We cannot rule out the possibility that Starlight Club may have even greater ambitions in the future. Taking the opportunity to attack the city, assassinate the City Lord, plunder, and massacre the city. Those lunatics in the Starlight Society who believe that monsters are their masters and are determined to exterminate humanity have done many horrific things over the years. In this case, the power in Tianhe City can no longer be tampered with. Otherwise, the city would be left empty and fall right into the trap of the Starlight Society, with disastrous consequences. Chen Ge actually went deep into the wilderness alone. Isn't that courting death? You are still a summoner with extremely weak combat power. How dare you? Even if Yang Chonghu, the Lord of Tianhe City and the strongest professional in Tianhe City, a level 51 blood-stained warrior, were allowed to leave the city, he might be trapped outside and unable to return. Moreover, given the current situation, it is almost 100% certain that the disappeared assassin followed Chen Ge away. The madman from the Starlight Society will definitely take revenge on Chen Ge for ruining their plan. Su Weiman suddenly felt panicky. A summoner is targeted by an assassin. The result is probably. Su Weiman felt helpless again. Chen Ge is still just a student after all, and it is very likely that he does not know much about the Starlight Society's style of doing things. Maybe you can't think of anything deeper. As a newly awakened professional, he was eager to upgrade as quickly as possible, so it couldn't be said that he was wrong. No. I have to go out of town myself. Su Weiman stood up suddenly and headed towards the city gate. Old Su. Wait a minute. Don't be impulsive. I understand how you feel right now. But he was grabbed by Yang Chonghu. At the same time, the people around also started to persuade them. Old Su. If you go out now, you won't be able to save Chengu, and you'll end up getting yourself into trouble. Old Su, think twice. A level 1 summoner being targeted by a level 20+ assassin has basically no chance. You can't save anyone if you leave now. Besides, we still don't know what the Starlight Society's motives are. What if they're here to destroy Tianhe City's education system? As the principal of Tianhe No. 1 Middle School, if you rashly leave the city, wouldn't you be falling into their trap? Old Su, you've supported Chengu since he was a child and watched him grow up. We all know this and understand how you feel. City Lord Yang's daughter is still outside the city, and several of our families have children graduating this year, and they are also still outside the city. We must trust the garrison. Just as everyone was trying to persuade Su Weiman. Outside the house, the spies from the City Lord's mansion came to report the latest intelligence. Lord City Lord. The spies outside the city have discovered unusual movements by the Wind Wolves. It seemed that someone had broken out from the encirclement of the Wind Wolves. The encirclement of the Wind Wolves began to tighten significantly, and some of the Wind Wolves broke away from the main force and headed back into the depths of the wilderness to hunt down those who had broken through the encirclement. Before the spy could finish telling the details of the intelligence, Su Weiman's eyes suddenly flashed with brilliance. Chengu. It must be Chengu. Chengu is not dead. It must be Chengu who broke out. Those Wind Wolves are going to hunt down Chengu. I watched this kid grow up. He is still alive. I have to go out of town and bring him back. It wasn't just Su Weiman who was excited. Everyone present was a little shocked. At this point in time, has anyone broken out? The Starlight Society's Wind Wolves that surrounded the city split up and headed back deep into the wilderness to hunt down those who broke through. It seems that there is no other possibility except Chengu who had gone deep into the wilderness before. Although this may well be the case. But everyone was a little bit unbelievable. How is that possible? Chengu is only a level 1 professional, and he's also considered the weakest summoner profession. How could he possibly survive being attacked by an assassin in his 20s? And it's nighttime, the perfect environment for assassins to stealthily operate and break out. Does that mean he at least broke through an area blocked by the Wind Wolves? That's a Wind Wolf pack. Even if it's the lowest level 5 wolf pack, a level 10+ warrior wouldn't dare to force their way through, right? Could it be that Chengu luckily found a loophole in the Wind Wolves' encirclement and secretly escaped? If I had escaped secretly, the Starlight Society's Beastmasters wouldn't have discovered me. Since I was discovered, I must have fought with the Wind Wolves. How is this possible? Do you think it's possible that Chengu wasn't the only one heading deep into the wilderness before dark? Or that some powerful professional also chose to break through? Oh right. Let that little brother finish his intelligence. Do you have any information about the person who broke through? Someone reminded me. Finally, everyone calmed down their shock and turned to look at the subordinate from the City Lord's mansion who was reporting the information. The young man rolled his eyes helplessly. It was you who interrupted me from reporting the intelligence, and it was you who asked me to continue. Are you torturing me for fun? However, everyone present were the big shots of Tianhe City, so he could only complain secretly in his heart and did not dare to show any dissatisfaction on his face. Immediately continue to report the follow-up of the intelligence. After our men calmed down the chaos surrounding Miss Yang Jinhue, they first discovered the body of the missing assassin. Not far from the chaotic scene outside the city wall, the man died in a horrific manner, with almost all of his soft tissue bruised and his bones fractured. The things that exploded from the assassin's storage space were taken away, leaving only some spare clothes and the like discarded next to the corpse. All his equipment was stripped off. There were traces of mucus left at the scene from the liquefied bodies of dead slimes. It was initially determined that it was done by a summoner. Hiss. Hiss. F***CK. Hiss. There were suddenly countless sounds of people gasping for air at the scene. Judging from the traces at the scene, they were fighting with slimes. It couldn't be wild slimes, right? It was obviously done by the summoner Chengu. But isn't summoner the weakest combat class? And if I remember correctly, Chen Gu is only level 1. When did summoners become so ridiculously powerful? How could he actually kill a level 20 assassin in a single fight? And it sounds like that assassin who was over level 20 was slowly tortured to death by the damage. It's so scary. Did the assassin suddenly become stupid? Could it be that the assassin fell and was seriously injured by the dagger, which gave Chen Gu the opportunity? Or did the assassin suddenly lose his mind and want to experience the feeling of being tortured to death by the slime? Everyone was frantically patching up this outrageous battle situation, trying to find a relatively reasonable explanation. Otherwise, a level 1 summoner would kill an assassin of more than level 20, which is unprecedented. It doesn't make any sense at all. The young man is still reporting intelligence. No one interrupted. Our scouts continued searching in that direction and found the direction of the breakout approximately 2 kilometers away, and discovered the battle scene. There were 26 Wind Wolf corpses left at the scene, and their deaths were almost identical to those of the previous assassin. It is estimated that a medium-sized Wind Wolf pack was wiped out. Based on the data of the Wind Wolf corpses left behind, it is preliminarily estimated that the level of this group of Wind Wolves is around level 10, and the Wolf King should be an elite monster. But the strange thing is that there are no signs of a rampage left on the Wolf King's body. It is speculated that during the battle, the Wolf King did not enter the rampage bloodline and was killed instantly in a short time. Similarly, there was a large amount of mucus at the scene, which was liquefied from the bodies of dead slimes. The number was estimated to be between 1,000 and 2,000. The items dropped by the Wind Wolf's death were all taken away, but there were no signs of materials being collected from the Wind Wolf's corpse. This suggests that after the battle, the combatants had limited time to clean up the battlefield and immediately moved away. Afterwards, we discovered that the encirclement of the Wind Wolves began to shrink at an accelerated rate, and some of the Wind Wolves broke away from the outer perimeter of the encirclement. After the young man finished reporting the intelligence, the scene immediately fell into an eerie silence. Some only have some disordered and rapid breathing sounds. When we heard that Chen Gu had killed the assassin, everyone was shocked, but we still tried hard to think of various possible scenarios to make this matter reasonable. But now I heard that Chen Gu actually wiped out a group of medium-sized Wind Wolves that were suspected to be level 10. No one can hold it anymore. Ahem. Lord City Lord, this is all the information we have at the moment. Seeing that everyone was silent, the subordinate could only speak weakly. He still had to continue working. He can only leave after the City Lord asks him to leave. All of a sudden, it was as if the fuse of a silent bomb was lit. Everyone at the scene was instantly shocked. Holy shit. How is this possible? Hiss. This is outrageous. That's impossible. You must have missed some important traces of the battle. Even a level 20 normal combat professional would be doomed if he encountered a pack of level 10 Wind Wolves, right? Not to mention counterattacks. Or even annihilation of the entire group. Chen Gu definitely didn't break out alone. This is simply impossible. Oh right. In Yang Jinua's previous communication talisman, did she mention who else went into the depths of the wilderness with Chen Gu? Even if he's a legendary summoner, this is too outrageous, isn't it? If it was any other legendary class above level 10, I might have believed it a little, but he's a level 1 summoner. Or if you say this is a record achieved by a fully equipped team of professionals above level 10, composed of all rare professions, then I can barely believe it. But Chen Gu is a level 1 summoner. Just when everyone felt that their 3 views were shattered, a shining bald head emerged from the crowd. There was a flush of excitement on her face. What? Everyone. What happened to the summoner? What happened to the level 1 summoner? What does it mean to say this is impossible and that is impossible? Is it difficult to admit that my academic genius is excellent? He was just clamoring to go out of town and bring Chen Gu back. He is not in a hurry now. He had already guessed that Chen Ji's previously disclosed talents and skills must have concealed more important information. But so what? Hiding one's own talents, skills, and characteristics is the fundamental way for professionals to protect themselves. Su Weiman felt a little regretful that he had been too worried about Chen Gu and let Chen Gu reveal the matter of his talent and skills. As expected, my academic master can never be wrong. Every decision he makes is correct. And I will only hold my top student back. The night passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, it was noon the next day. A small valley in the wilderness. Chen Gu stayed up all night again. I haven't slept for 2 days in a row. Chen Gu not only did not feel sleepy at all, but was full of energy. Chen Gu was very satisfied with the results of the all-night work. The number of slimes. Over 10,000. Increased casting speed, plus two-handed casting. The slime summoning skill was finally upgraded to level 2 in the morning. Summon slime. Level 2, proficiency 2%. Consume 3 slime fragments, 30 energy points. Summons 3 slimes that inherit 14% of its total attributes to assist in battle. The number of slimes that can exist at any one time cannot exceed 18. Skill cooldown time is 30 minutes. Because the summoning skills of Infinite Summoning have no consumption and no cooldown. Chen Gu is now casting spells with both hands. 6 slimes can be summoned in 27 seconds. And the attributes inherited by the slime are also slightly improved. Chen Gu stood up and patted his buttocks, which were numb from sitting. Next, let's get some food to fill our stomachs. Chen Gu waved his hand and directly summoned all the more than 10,000 slimes from the summoning space. 236 This Slime King is becoming more and more like that. As soon as he was summoned, the few close associates around it immediately used their bodies to build a platform for it. Then 236 jumped onto the platform and started to cheer up the little brothers below. Chen Gu didn't understand what it was called. However, Chen Gu remembered that after reaching a higher level, monsters could also speak human language. Then we can communicate without any obstacles. But now you can also feel their fanatical emotions. It also does not affect giving them orders to work. Let's go. Go into the mountains and get some game. Chen Gu gave an order. More than 10,000 slimes covered an area with a radius of about 50 meters centered on Chen Gu. Suddenly, they rushed towards the forest behind the valley in a mighty force. The last thing the wilderness lacks is monsters. These monsters, as long as they can be defeated and hunted, will be the best food. There were some dry food in Chen Ji's own storage space, as well as some food feedback from Soul's Destination. But it's definitely not as delicious as fresh game. For a while, in the mountains and forests, monsters of all levels suffered. Level 8 Berserk Boar. Level 10 Ghostface Pine. Level 12 Shadow Panther. Whether it is an ordinary monster or an enhanced monster, any monster that showed up was immediately submerged by the slime. Instant kill. Watch this group of slime troops overwhelm everything. Chen Gu was also very pleased. These slimes that I raised are finally presentable enough. It's not easy. Chen Gu didn't know if it was his own illusion. I always feel the contrast between 236, the Slime King, and the little brothers beside him. The size seems a little bit bigger. But from the attribute panel of 236, there is absolutely no difference between it and other slimes. Chen Gu had previously considered starting with cultivating the soul, but the conditions were not yet in place. But if 236 can really change, that would be a good thing. I'd better start the barbecue first. Wild boar legs, leopard gallbladders, etc. shouldn't taste too bad. Chen Gu directly took out the barbecue grill, cumin, chili powder from the storage space and started working. These things are still feedback from the talent skill, Soul's Destination. Chen Gu is now a little confused about what this Soul's Destination talent is. Not only Yang Jinue's original panties, but also sex toys and even daily necessities. As long as it exists in reality, it may appear in the feedback. Chen Ji's experience points also began to increase rapidly. Wait until all the monsters in the nearby forest are killed. Just half a day. Chen Ji's level was directly raised by 2 levels. This upgrade speed is already the highest in the entire Longxia Empire. In addition, during the push, some slimes were killed. Various attributes have been significantly improved. Chen Ji's current attributes are comparable to those of a normal level 15 professional without equipment. As for combat effectiveness, it is far more powerful than ordinary combat professionals. After Chen Gu had eaten and drunk his fill, the sky was getting dark again. Before I knew it, it was getting dark again. Chen Gu doesn't plan to stay up all night summoning slimes again. I have to find a sheltered place to sleep first. After all, I have to start looking for trouble with the Starlight Society tomorrow. Fighting is inevitable. Even if you don't feel sleepy yet, you should take a nap now. You must first get enough rest and ensure that you are in the best fighting condition. Chen Ge simply arranged several slimes into a large waterbed and asked other slimes to stand guard in the surrounding area. In fact, it makes no difference whether you are alert or not. Chen Ge now keeps Soul Link open 24 hours a day. More than 10,000 slimes is equivalent to Chen Ge now having more than 1.5 million health points. Now we are in the wilderness not far from Tianhe City, and the levels of the monsters are not high. If we ignore the pain, even if Chen Ge lies down and lets those monsters attack him, he won't worry about any danger at all. Don't forget that slimes also inherit Chen Ge's 14% health recovery speed. Even though Chen Ge's health is only recovering in single digits per second. Slimes also inherit 1 health point regeneration per second. The damage after the Soul Link is transferred and spread out may not even be as fast as the automatic recovery of life. Moreover, this area of forest has just been carpet cleared by the Slime Legion. Chen Ge lay down on the large natural waterbed and slept comfortably with his eyes closed. It's so comfortable. A whoa. Suddenly, a wolf howl that resounded through the sky was heard not far away outside the forest. Chen Ge sat up from the slime waterbed in an instant. His face was full of dissatisfaction. That sound, the howl of the Wind Wolf King. It was the cry of the Wind Wolf King as he discovered his prey and his tribe was preparing to hunt. The sound is very close to me, just outside this forest. Chen Ge understood instantly that it was the beast tamer from the Starlight Society who was chasing him. That's right. It's been a whole night, and monsters like the Wind Wolf are quite good at tracking, so it's normal that they can find me. But, the time you chose is really too much. You won't let me sleep. I wanted to come back to see you later. Since you can't wait, just come to me. Then I won't be polite. Anyone whose sleep is disturbed will feel angry and murderous. What's more, Chen Ge stayed up for 2 nights. Suddenly, my heart was filled with murderous intent. Chen Ge lost his sleepiness. He simply directed the large water bed made up of dozens of slimes beneath him to walk out of the forest. It seemed because of the aggression heard in the wolf's howl. 236 became excited again on the spot. It was then held high up by several of its trusted subordinates. He began to give a mobilization speech before the meeting. Everyone. The master's enemies are here to kill him again. What should we do? All of them were twisting their bodies wildly, chirping and making noises. Kill. 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 The enemy not only refuses to surrender but also dares to provoke us. What should we do? Kill. 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 Outside the mountains and forests. Lin Yan, with all his beasts under his command, has found this place by following the Wind Wolf's tracking ability. Lin Yan knew that the person who broke out of the encirclement and killed one of his elite Wind Wolf Kings was now in the forest in front of him. Considering that the opponent has the strength to wipe out a level 10 Wind Wolf pack, Lin Yan did not dare to act rashly. He was quickly setting up an ambush. His level is already 19. Mastered 4 skills. All of them are contracted beast taming skills. Except for the Wind Wolf King that was killed by Chen Ge last night. He also has a pack of wind wolves and 2 even more powerful elite-level ferocious apes under his command. Compared with the Wind Wolf pack, although the elite ferocious ape has no subordinates, its strength is even greater. These 2 elite-level ferocious apes are the truly strongest beasts in Lin Yan's hands. He let his 2 ferocious monkeys set an ambush outside the forest. He had already thought of a strategy, and when the time came, he would lure the enemy out and lead them into the trap he had set. And most importantly, even if I am no match for the other party, it is not a problem. Because I didn't come here alone. Lin Yan is self-aware. He knows that he may not be the opponent of an enemy who can wipe out his group of wind wolves. He was not the main force sent by the Starlight Society to preside over this battle. He's just bait. When dealing with enemies, Xingguang will always use all his strength to crush them, leaving the enemy with absolutely no chance of turning the tables. So this time his entire team came. They usually kill monsters and level up, and they have a tacit understanding and a team with complete professional configurations including output, meat shield, support, treatment. In order to avoid running away as soon as the enemy sees you, he deliberately asked his companions to hide their tracks and only showed up himself to dispel the enemy's vigilance. He looked back at where his companions were hiding. Lin Yan showed a confident smile that everything was under control. Then he commanded the Wind Wolf King to lead its pack of wind wolves to attack the forest in front of them. Awo! Awo! The howling of wolves is the signal for the wolf pack to launch a hunting attack. And just at this moment, in the mountains and forests, a young man walked out leisurely. It was Chen Gu. But, when approaching the edge of the forest, Chen Gu collected all the slimes into the summoning space. I have no idea what the enemy is like, so I naturally have to hold back a little. To prevent the enemy from seeing your true combat power. It would be bad if we scared the enemy away. He can only inflict damage now, but has no ability to hold anyone back, nor does he have any ability to chase and kill. If the enemy wants to run, Chen Gu found that he really had no idea what to do. So we can only resort to this last resort and keep the enemy first. From a distance, I saw Lin Yan standing alone outside the forest. Chen Gu suddenly grinned. From the Starlight Society. Are you Lin Yan? And the pack of wind wolves from before were your beasts, right? At this moment, Chen Gu looked completely harmless. Even a little weak. In Lin Yan's eyes, it was as if Chen Gu was talking to him. Come and kill me, I'm weak. But Lin Yan restrained the urge to summon the two ferocious apes and kill them directly. He would never forget that the seemingly harmless boy sitting opposite him killed his entire wind wolf pack last night. And I don't know the other party's occupation or level yet. I have teammates lying in ambush. It's a sure win, so there's no need to be stupid enough to take the risk yourself. Lin Yan gave orders directly to his Wind Wolf King Beastmaster. Kill him. The wind wolves immediately rushed towards Chen Gu. Seeing that the other party didn't take the bait, Chen Gu curled his lips helplessly. We can only deal with the opponent's Beastmaster Wind Wolf King first. He looked directly at the Wind Wolf King who was leading a pack of wind wolves towards him. The other party's message appeared in Chen Ji's field of vision. Elite Wind Wolf King, Lin Yan. Level 12. HP, 6,800. Energy value, 2,900. Wait until you can see clearly the attributes of this Wind Wolf King. That's it. Chen Gu suddenly laughed out of anger. Whose intelligence are you insulting? Are you stupid? Or are you thinking I'm stupid? Previously, the level 11 Wind Wolf King and his pack of wind wolves were wiped out by me. Now we have a group of level 12 Wind Wolf Kings and you still dare to come. Funny. Are you probably digging a big hole for me to jump into? Chen Gu doesn't have to think about it at all. The other party is definitely setting an ambush. Playing tricks on me. In that case. Hey. Chen Gu smiled slightly. He turned around and retreated directly back into the forest. You want to ambush me? What a coincidence. I'm also going to ambush you. You want to trick me with such a crude trick? If I get tricked by you, won't I look stupid? This is where you are wrong. If you do something wrong, you will have to pay the price. On the other side. Seeing Chen Gu turn around and run, Lin Yan was stunned. No. Didn't you wipe out a group of wind wolves? Now the level of this wind wolf pack is one level higher, why did you run away? Did he discover our ambush? We took great pains to set up the ambush. You just turned around and wasted it all on me. Lin Yan felt like he had been hit by a critical hit of 10,000 tons. It's so depressing. But I was afraid that Chen Gu would really run away. Lin Yan did not dare to delay and quickly called out the two ferocious apes that were lying in ambush. He immediately followed Chen Ji's direction with the two ferocious apes and chased into the forest. Several teammates behind him were also looking at each other in the ambush circle. The enemy didn't even fight back, they just turned around and ran away. This was something they had never expected before. They had no choice but to walk out of the ambush point and follow Lin Yan into the mountains and forests. In the mountains and forests, Chen Gu was running fast, with a crazy fighting spirit flashing in his eyes. We don't know how many enemies there are. However, he currently only had more than 10,000 slimes in his hands, and if they were lost, the speed of resummoning them would be very slow. The loss of slime must be minimized. Quick decision. Feeling the Elite Wind Wolf King getting closer and closer behind him. The level 12 Elite Wind Wolf King's movement speed is still slightly faster than its own bonus speed. It's only a matter of time before it catches up. But ordinary level 10 or 11 Wind Wolves can't catch up with me in speed. Already disconnected from the Wind Wolf King, Chen Ge's running figure suddenly stopped. I want it now. Chen Ge goes from extreme movement to extreme stillness, and then back to extreme movement. It just takes a moment. Chen Ge turned around and pounced towards the Elite Wind Wolf King behind him. Today I'll show you the tactical style of a summoner leading the charge. Bang. Chen Ge collided directly with the Wind Wolf King. -1. It floated up faintly from above the Wind Wolf King's head. F***CK. I can't break through it. That's too much. And Chen Ge's head. A blood-red purple. -699. Floated out at the same time. He attacked me so hard. My 10% critical hit resistance is fake. This is just ordinary collision damage. It seems that the Wind Wolf King's attack power is estimated to be over 400. The impact of the collision caused Chen Ge's arms to hurt violently, and he immediately started cursing. However, before the health value is reset to 0, any damage to the body will be instantly restored. And with Soul Link, even though Chen Ge took 699 points of damage, his health bar was still full. The damage is transferred to the slime in the summoning space and evenly distributed to the next 699 slimes, deducting 1 health point from each slime. Taking advantage of this collision opportunity. Before the Elite Wind Wolf King can react, Chen Ge directly grabbed the fur of the Wind Wolf King's neck. He turned over and sat directly on its back. Hey. I'll kill you first. Beastmaster, right? Let's see how you can play with me now that you have no beast to control. The next moment, Chen Ge waved. More than 10,000 slimes appeared instantly. Attack the Elite Wind Wolf King directly. A moment. The sky was full of slimes but smashing down towards the head of the Elite Wind Wolf King. -1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Dense blood-red damage numbers floated out from the head of the Elite Wind Wolf King. The Elite Wind Wolf King let out a mournful howl. A burst of brilliance. Chen Ge did not hesitate. Without taking a closer look, he collected everything and returned the slime army to the summoning space. The figure disappeared into the mountains and forests in an instant. It only took a few seconds. From personally leading the charge, to summoning all the slimes to kill the Wind Wolf King instantly, to collecting the spoils and evacuating. Chen Ge managed to turn a summoner class into an assassin class that can kill with 1 hit. Here, Chen Ge's figure just disappeared in the mountains and forests. The Wind Wolves, which had been lagging behind for some distance, finally arrived. But they found that their Wolf King had fallen to the ground and was already dead. The Wolf Pack, having lost the leadership of its Wolf King, instantly fell into chaos. The battle for the new Wolf King position has begun. Suddenly, bursts of low and fierce wolf howls were heard in the forest. Everything went according to Chen Ge's quick-win tactical plan. The Wolf King was killed instantly, and the Wolf Pack naturally became leaderless and turned into an internal melee. Until a new Wolf King appears, this group of Wind Wolves will restore order and act under the leadership of the new Wolf King. However, Lin Yan would definitely not be able to regain control of this group of Wind Wolves in a short period of time. Even if the Wolf Pack fights to produce a new Wolf King. When the Beastmaster's beast dies, the contract skill goes into cooldown, and the Beastmaster cannot contract a new beast for a short period of time. Chen Ge's disappeared figure did not go far away, but go around to the side, waiting for Lin Yan to chase after him. Ho ho! Still want to ambush me? I wonder how you would feel if you chased in and saw your own beast being killed and the Wind Wolves fighting uncontrollably. Just when Chen Ge was thinking. Following closely behind the Wind Wolves, Lin Yan appeared with 2 extremely strong and ferocious apes. He just showed up. He was immediately targeted by the Wind Wolf Pack that was fighting for the new Wolf King. At this time, any external interference will be regarded by the Wind Wolf pack as a threat to their own tribe. Suddenly, waves of wolf howls echoed throughout the forest. The Wind Wolf pack decisively suspended the fight for the position of Wolf King. Turn and face outward in unison. Attack Lin Yen and his two ferocious apes who suddenly appeared from behind. As soon as Lin Yen rushed into the forest, he saw the Wind Wolf pack in a mess. I was completely dumbfounded. What's going on? An internal conflict among the Wind Wolves? Or are they being controlled by some kind of skill? Could it be that the boy possesses a skill that causes confusion? The next second, the Wind Wolves rioted and pounced on him. Lin Yen, who had a deep understanding of the habits of Wind Wolves, finally understood. This is a pack of wolves without a leader, and a fight breaks out to become the new Wolf King. Wait. A fight for the new Wolf King position. Where's my Wind Wolf King? Where is my contracted beast tamer elite, the Wind Wolf King? How can I be such a big elite Wind Wolf King? Lin Yen suddenly felt unwell. If it weren't for the two beast-controlling apes beside him who automatically protected their master and blocked the pack of wind wolves that were about to attack them. Otherwise, he would have been torn to pieces by the wind wolves in that moment of daze. After the wind wolves dispersed, Lin Yen saw a large group of people lying on the ground in front of him. The elite Wind Wolf King looked like he had suffered countless blunt attacks, his entire body twisted in some strange posture. It sleeps so peacefully. Why does this mass look familiar? Lin Yen quickly checked his skills. His face was filled with disbelief for a moment. The Wind Wolf sleeping peacefully in front of me, is it my elite beast tamer, the Wind Wolf King? My contracted beast taming skills have been restored to their original state. This is the level 12 elite Wind Wolf King. Oh shit. Even the rampage skills unique to elite monsters and above are not activated. Was he killed in seconds? How did it happen in seconds? The opponent can kill a level 12 elite monster in seconds. What kind of monster is that boy who obviously looks like a newly awakened high school student this year? A deep fear surged in Lin Yan's heart. He even had thoughts of quitting. Even the enemy's occupation is unknown. His own beast was killed instantly. In an instant, a guess flashed through Lin Yan's mind, which even he himself thought was outrageous. Among the newly awakened professionals in Tianhe City this year, there are two unique legendary professionals who have caused strange phenomena in heaven and earth. Could that young man be Chen Go? But didn't the information given by the deacon say that Chen Ji's awakened profession was a summoner? Can the action plan against Tianhe City ignore this most useless legendary profession in the world? However, the boy I saw before was indeed very young, and looked like a high school student who just graduated this year. How is this possible? In just this moment, the four teammates behind Lin Yen have also caught up. Seeing this scene, everyone felt their brains freeze. I don't quite understand what's going on. Lin Yen. What the hell are you doing? Why did your wind wolves and the ferocious ape start a fight? Have you lost the person? Are you trying to lure them out this way? Will it work? Hey! Isn't that your wind wolf lying on the ground? Did you let the ferocious ape hammer it to death? F***CK. Is this acting so realistic? Your ferocious ape has beaten another wind wolf to death. The four teammates all looked at Lin Yen with strange expressions. Lin Yan's face turned dark in an instant. Am I sick? I have nothing better to do than let my beasts fight each other for fun. And he even killed his own beast. My Wind Wolf King was killed. Flash sale. There is no chance to use the rampage skill. The wind wolves are out of control. Lin Yen had just finished explaining. The four teammates became alert instantly. What? The Wind Wolf King who killed you in seconds. Holy crap. Is the target this time so strong? Wait. Doesn't that mean the other party might not have left yet? Prepare for battle. Lin Yen, did you see what skills the opponent used? His profession, fighting style. The captain of the five reacted quickly and gave an order. The long-term teamwork has fostered a strong understanding of each other. Immediately entered the standard combat readiness state. Lin Yen, however, looked helpless. I didn't see anything. When I came in, I saw that the Wind Wolf King was already dead. but... Lin Yan thought about it and decided to express his guess. But I saw him before, he was very young, probably a graduate who just participated in the awakening ceremony this year. The Wind Wolf King who could kill me instantly, I now suspect that he is one of the 2 legendary professionals from Tianhe No. 1 Middle School, Chen Go. What? Are you sure? Brother Chen. Which Brother Chen? Are you sure your target is this Chen Go? Didn't the intelligence say Chen Go is a summoner? Shouldn't we just kill him if we meet him? Don't we have to deal with him specifically? How can the summoner class be so strong? Is the intelligence wrong? Chen Gu is not a summoner class. Just when Lin Yan's 4 teammates looked in disbelief. Suddenly, a faint voice came from the bushes nearby. Hey! I think your information is correct. I really am a summoner. When the 5 people heard the sound, they turned their heads and looked towards the bushes nearby. Chen Gu seemed to be trying to prove that he was not lying. Casting Summoning Circle. And the Summoning Circle has been released to the end. 3 slimes jumped out of the magic circle. The 3 slimes twisted their bodies to Angwang. It seemed as if he was mocking Lin Yan and his teammates. He's actually a summoner. The 5 people all had expressions of disbelief on their faces. But the facts are before our eyes. Apart from summoners, it is impossible for other professions to learn a useless summoning skill like Summon Slime. That is to say, the young man in front of me is really Chen Go. And Chen Ge's profession is really a summoner. The 5 people suddenly felt that their cognition over the years had been refreshed. How could a summoner possibly have the power to kill a level 12 elite Wind Wolf King instantly? So, it wasn't just Chen Go who broke through the encirclement of the Wind Wolves that night. There must be someone else. So now, where are the people? He must be lying in ambush, waiting to attack us when we are not paying attention. The 5 people immediately looked at the surrounding mountains and forests vigilantly. Be on guard against Chen Ge's companions who might suddenly appear in the mountains. Chen Go. Let the person behind you come out. Don't hide. We found you. Ha. Hiding your head and showing your tail. Trying to ambush us. We've seen through your tricks. If you don't come out, we'll kill Chen Go first. The 5 of them stood back to back in a circle, their vigilant eyes scanning the surrounding bushes, trying to find any signs of a possible ambush. Instead, he simply ignored Chen Go. Chen Go looked at the 5 people in front of him, looking as if they were facing a great enemy. Suddenly, I was confused. I always feel that these 5 guys have a kind of clear and stupid beauty. It was confirmed that the members of the Starlight Society who came to hunt him down were only this professional team. Chen Ge's heart is as steady as an old dog. By looking at the equipment on the other party, you can basically guess their professional configuration. Not counting Lin Yan, the Beastmaster. There are also archers, priests, shield warriors, and mages. According to conventional team configurations, this mage is most likely not a DPS class, but rather a support class. Chen Gu quickly determined the occupational status of the other 5 people. Hee. It's a little troublesome, but it's not a big problem. At this time, the archers in the other team of 5 also drew their bows and aimed at Chen Gu. And continued to shout into the quiet mountains and forests. I'll count to 3. If you don't come out, I'll kill Chen Gu first. Chen Gu couldn't bear it anymore on the spot. On the count of 3. I'll make you count to 3. What the hell? Are you looking down on me, the summoner? That's the case. Then I will have no choice but to teach you what a summoner is. Chen Gu raised his hand and snapped his fingers. Bang. More than 10,000 slimes were summoned. The moment you see densely packed slimes appear, the 5-member team's expression suddenly changed drastically. There are simply too many slimes. In the mountains and forests, wherever you look, you can see slimes everywhere. The mage who was the captain of the 5-man team reacted immediately. Shield warrior, hold these slimes. Priest, keep an eye on everyone's health. Pay attention to the area where I activate the aura skill. Beastmaster, lead the wolves over there. Archers, shoot down the summoner. The captain commanded the battle with great decisiveness. The 5-man team can be said to have rich combat experience. And there wasn't much disdain for Chen Gu just because he was a summoner. This is the style of the Starlight Society, ruthless and decisive. Following the command of the mage captain. In an instant, the 5 people began to act in tacit understanding. 2 halos of different colors opened under the wizard's feet, covering a large area centered on himself. 2 layers of faint light instantly appeared on the 4 teammates in the halo area. Obviously, the enhanced gain aura skill has been activated. Shield Warrior roared, and golden light flashed on his body. Then he slapped his shield and used the group provocation skill, instantly attracting the slime that was originally attacking his teammates behind him back and turning it to attack him. The priest also began to draw a magic circle, ready to release healing skills at any time to heal his teammates. The archer quickly drew the bowstring and pointed the arrow at Chen Gu. The Beastmaster pointed at Chen Gu and gave orders to the 2 ferocious ape beasts. Lead the wolves over. Kill him. Chen Gu smacked his lips slightly. Why does it feel like I'm a boss, and this team is here to kill the boss? Counting my current health bar, which is over 1.5 million. Oh shit. Am I really the boss? Swish. A long arrow with a sharp cold light shot towards Chen Ji's chest. Shock arrow. An archer skill with a stun effect. You want to use the stun skill to control me at the beginning. Very thoughtful. But that's all. The skill brilliance that covers the opponent's arrows. Chen Gu instantly recognized the skill released by the opponent's archer. However, Chen Gu would not stand there stupidly and use his body to catch the arrow. He had already predicted the trajectory of the opponent's arrow. Chen Gu just took a step sideways to avoid the shock arrow. To Chen Gu, the other 5-man team was just that. On the contrary, the 2 ferocious apes of the Beastmaster posed a greater threat to him. Moreover, the 2 ferocious apes were already charging towards him from the left and right. This forced Chen Gu to leave most of the slimes behind to fight the ferocious apes. On the other side, the slime's attack has also landed on the shield warrior. -1-1-1-1. Densely packed damage values floated up. The shield warrior's health bar dropped rapidly, visibly. His face turned pale instantly. F***CK. I can't take it anymore. Hurry. Feed me. Fortunately, the priest behind him was well prepared. A healing spell instantly fell on his head, instantly bringing his health bar, which was about to be emptied, back to about 90%. However, before he could breathe a sigh of relief, behind them, another large group of slimes jumped high and smashed towards their entire team. The 5 members of the team were all shocked. I never expected that the slime, a summoned beast known as the weakest monster, would be so terrifying when its number reached a certain level. Just the little force damage from each slime that didn't break the defense was enough to almost kill a tank professional. Archers. Rain down arrows. Get rid of these slimes first. Otherwise we can't fight. As long as all his slimes are killed, he will be completely useless as a summoner. The mage captain immediately adjusted his fighting style. And Chen Gu has always been paying attention to the overall situation. The moment I saw the archers shooting arrows into the sky, before the rain of arrows fell, swish, all slimes disappear instantly. This completely confused the 5-member team. Staring blankly at Chen Gu. Can a summoner still fight like this? Isn't this cheating? This fighting technique was not created by Chen Gu himself. Other summoners also use this combat technique that utilizes the summoning space. It's just that the summoner profession is such a useless profession. There are so many types of combat professions that almost no one would study the combat mode of a summoner profession. In the eyes of other professionals, the enemy is a summoner. Oh. A squishy class with no damage output, I just rushed over and killed him instantly. Who cares what combat techniques a summoner who can kill instantly uses? A large-scale group attack skill, rain of arrows, missed. Chen Gu this side. Just then, 2 ferocious apes arrived near Chen Gu. A sneer suddenly appeared at the corner of Chen Ji's mouth. Instead of retreating and dodging, he rushed forward and rushed directly towards one of the elite ferocious apes. At the same time, some of the attributes of the elite ape in front of him also appeared in Chen Ji's field of vision. Elite Fierce Ape, Lin Yan. Level 15. HP, 8,200. Energy, 3,200. See the health value of the elite ape. The smile on Chen Ji's face grew wider. To Chen Gu, there are only two types of monsters, those that can be killed instantly, and those that cannot be killed instantly. What a coincidence. The elite ferocious ape in front of him was the type that could be killed instantly. He rushed towards the ferocious ape without any pause. From the perspective of the five-member team on the side, it was as if Chen Gu had suddenly lost his mind after collecting all the slimes. He actually rushed in front of the elite ferocious ape and sought death. And Chen Ji's behavior really seems like he is seeking death. The moment he rushed in front of the elite ferocious ape, the ferocious ape's huge palm was about to hit Chen Ji's head. But Chen Gu had no intention of dodging at all. Instead, he instantly accelerated and sprinted. He crashed directly into the arms of the elite ferocious ape. Bang. -1. But above Chen Ji's head, a blood red. -756. This scene made the five-member team on the side stunned. Just after Chen Gu summoned the slime, they saw the slime's panel level. Level 4. The level of the summoned creature follows the summoner himself. In other words, Chen Gu is only a level 4 summoner. Face the attack of a level 15 elite ape head-on. Even after taking 756 points of damage, the health bar didn't move at all. Is it really necessary to be so outrageous? The five people's hearts were about to explode. What the hell? Is this a summoner? Even a level 18 shield warrior like me wouldn't dare to face the elite ape head-on. Isn't the summoner the most useless, squishy class? He actually led the charge himself. And he's not dead yet. 756 damage, and his health bar didn't even budge. How much is his life worth? Are you sure this isn't a tank class learning a slime summoning skill on purpose to tease us? Just as the five people were shocked, Chen Gu began to fight back. More than 10,000 slimes were summoned again. In an instant, they surrounded the elite ferocious ape. Next second, the five-man team finally witnessed how the elite Wind Wolf King was killed instantly by a summoner. The overwhelming slime instantly submerged the elite ape. Let the elite ferocious ape slap wildly and kill hundreds of slimes. But in the end, he couldn't escape the siege of the slime. A whale fell to the ground and died suddenly. Similarly, he didn't even have time to activate the rampage skill after his health was greatly reduced. The elite ferocious ape was killed instantly by Chen Gu. Just 2 or 3 seconds. The five-member team didn't even have time to recover from the shock. The battle is over. They could only watch as Chen Gu expertly swept away everything that the elite ape exploded. The smooth and flowing killing and robbery skills. It's as natural and smooth as if it's been trained millions of times. At the same time, the overwhelming slimes disappeared in an instant. Then, Chen Ji's figure was seen disappearing into the dark jungle. Kill with one strike, and leave when the job is done. A summoner managed to create a strange sense of déjà vu of the assassin's professional combat style. Chen Gu didn't leave. But it was because after killing this elite ferocious ape, following closely behind was another elite ferocious ape and the pack of wind wolves that were attracted by the ferocious ape and were charging indiscriminately. Chen Gu didn't want to be dragged into a tense battle. I just used the tactic of leading the charge as a summoner again. This is to avoid the slime from facing two ferocious apes and those chaotic wolves at the same time and causing too much damage. Although the slime's death has the feedback benefit of a soul's destination, it is a good thing for Chen Gu. But now is obviously not the time to let the slime die. If too many slimes die, Chen Ji's own damage output will also drop significantly. After that, there is another elite ferocious ape and a team of 5 professionals to kill. Naturally, the slime wanted to save as many as possible. At least the number cannot drop below 10,000. Chen Gu glanced at his summoning space. Summoning space, 10129/infinity. We lost several hundred slimes when we killed the elite ape in seconds, but the number is still barely maintained at more than 10,000. Until now. The 5-member team of the Starlight Society finally reacted. How can this be called a useless summoner? This is simply a perverted summoner that combines a tank, a warrior, an assassin, into one. Can't beat him. I can't beat him at all. There's something wrong with this summoner. Retreat immediately. The mage captain's face turned serious and he decisively gave the order to retreat. At the same time, he had already made up his mind. Go back and report to the deacon immediately. A large force must be sent to kill him. We can even postpone the Tianhe city plan. This summoner named Chen Gu must die immediately. Otherwise, if we allow this perverted summoner to grow up, our Starlight Club will face extremely terrible trouble. Seeing Chen Ji's terrifying health bar and his outrageous output ability that killed the elite ape in seconds, the five of them had long lost their will to fight. At this moment, I heard the captain order to retreat. There was no hesitation at all. The five of them immediately and tacitly changed into a retreat formation and quickly retreated out of the jungle. See them running away. Chen Gu in the jungle suddenly froze. I was immediately unhappy. I don't have the skills to keep people or chase them down right now. We brought you into the jungle to fight because we were afraid you would run away halfway. I didn't expect you guys to really run away. Originally, I wanted to defeat them one by one slowly, kill the other ferocious ape, and then deal with this team of five. Now we can't take it slow anymore. Chen Gu didn't care whether this might be the other party pretending to retreat and waiting to strike back. Rushed directly towards the five-man team. Want to run? Too late. How can it be so easy for you to run away? Immediately afterwards, the five-member team saw countless slimes suddenly emerge from all directions of the woods and smash towards them. Shield warrior, hold on. Priest, rain of arrows. Release the rain of arrows quickly. Lin Yan. You'll only have that elite ape left to cover your retreat. If you escape, we'll help you recontract 4 elite-level monsters or higher. I'll release the resistance fire ring to repel those slimes. You guys follow me closely. The captain, a mage, was commanding frantically. At the cost of Lin Yan's last contracted beast. Barely blocked Chen Ji's attack. However, wait until they come to their senses. But I found that there was chaos just now. I and others have completely lost our way. There was pitch black woods all around, and I couldn't tell which direction was the way I came. Chen Ji's laughter could be heard from the dark woods. You can't escape. Why do you think I led you into the woods? Of course it's because it's night time now, and it's easiest for you to get lost in the woods. Ha ha ha. Chen Ji's laughter was a relief to the five-member team at this time. It's like a terrifying death note from the devil.